go ahead and get started. It's exciting. Great crowd here. Big group on joining us on Zoom. So we'd like to please, we have a great program today. We're going to start with our introduction. We're going to a little bit more of our sponsors. With that being said, speak up because will join us
Hello, my name is Kelly Backus. I am the marketing manager for Superintendent. I've been in this area for about 8 months. I moved here from Southeast Missouri, Dexter. But I'm very excited to be in this area and starting a new career. So, welcome.
Chris Wood, I'm with Central Bank and I share in the site. Yes, sir.
We're going to do it here.
Retired. And after that, neurosurgeon, 20 years.
And that was a very regional library.
I was water practice manager for that center.
Welcome. New chamber member two. Yes.
I need to learn the line now.
Reve Brown, Jefferson City Chamber.
Gary Plummer with the chamber. We'll see. Joe Butler,
It's gonna make
I'm a teacher.
Jake Robin at Missouri Public School.
Yeah, I forgot.
Kyle Saunders, I'm a project director.
Yeah.
Jefferson City Renegades.
Mike, that's good. Council for two. Good, good. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Gary. Our speaker.
Chris Shaw. We're excited to have you here. Good to see you again.
Gary, I didn't forget to allow the folks on Zoom to introduce themselves.
Oh,
Always do
yeah.
that. Sorry. I apologize.
If you're on Zoom, please unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
No, we're having issues with
Okay, well, we'll catch them on the
Okay.
side. We won't-
I know, but they can't hear. So hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think more announcements after our program. We'll get an opportunity at that time to introduce themselves. I want to tell you that the chamber has been a close partner with the school district for many, many years. I was here in the late 80s, we started a program called Partners in Education.
And that's still going on today. In fact, that's one of Ashley's responsibilities here at the chamber. We are fortunate to have this opportunity to watch the passing of the torch, if you will, from one outstanding school leader to another at the district. And joining us today are Dr. Larry Linthacum and Mr. Bryan McGraw. And I hope that we have connected with Larry. Larry, can you hear me, Larry?
Much better now. Yes, I can hear you.
He already retired.
Can you guys not hear me?
Larry's-
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, Larry was on.
He was on, but he's not now.
He should be.
Larry, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Larry is in the Bethany, Missouri area today.
Yes.
He's working on a festival or a special event there in Bethany, which is his hometown. And he agreed to join us today virtually, or at least in spirit.
Well, I'm here and I'm not.
And what we might
Sure,
do is, while we're working on those technical difficulties, is we might introduce you to the new superintendent of schools. Larry is retiring on June 30 after 7 years with the district. And the school board made a decision in March, I believe it was, to hire this gentleman sitting to my left, Mr. Bryan McGraw. And I want to give you a short introduction for Bryan, and then we're going to ask him to say a few things about his vision for the district moving forward. And I'm sure he also will have some great things to say about Larry Linthacum. The Jefferson City School District on March 14 announced that Bryan McGraw will be the district's new superintendent to succeed Dr. Larry Linthacum. Mr. McGraw has served a variety of roles in education over the past 26 years, including a classroom teacher, an intermediate school assistant principal, which is grades 6 through 8, an acting elementary school principal, a high school assistant principal and principal, and secondary education director. And prior to joining the Jefferson City Schools as deputy superintendent, Mr. McGraw spent 11 years as the superintendent of schools for the North Pocono School District in Pennsylvania. There, he also served 5 years as the superintendent director for the Career Technology Center of Lackawanna County. Mr. McGraw holds a bachelor's degree from King's College and a master's degree from the University of Scranton. He received his superintendent's letter of eligibility from the University of Scranton. So Bryan, congratulations on your selection, first of all.
Thank you.
And I want to ask you maybe to begin by telling us a little bit more about yourself, both personally and professionally, and tell us a little bit more about what brought you to Jefferson City in the first place.
This is a random pick. It was a dartboard and we did. Thank you for having me and thanks for the nice introduction. Just a little bit about myself. Additionally, I was son of 2 public school teachers. My mom was a special education teacher for over 40 years. My father, a 6th grade teacher and coach in the Scranton School District. School district. Scranton's a town, about 75,000 people. 2 high schools, West Scranton and Scranton High School. One, West Scranton has blue colors, Scranton High School has red colors, similar to Jeff City. I was the principal of, I went to West Scranton High School, but I became the principal of Scranton High School. 2,000 students at the time, 33 different languages spoken in the school, very diverse population. And we had great success there over my time. And then took an additional challenge and became director of secondary ed in the Delaware Valley School District. And then an opportunity came at an early age to be a superintendent of schools. In North Pocono at the time had over 3,000 students. But one of the big things about it, it had multiple superintendents, around 7 superintendents in 15 years. So a lot of turnover, turmoil in the news clippings every day. And I applied for the position and got the position. And someone had told my wife, your son's gonna, or your husband's gonna be out of a job by the time he's 40. And she went home crying, and she's like, well, what are you doing? But 11 years later, we had a great run there. And there was a theme called North Pocono Proud, and we carried that theme all the way through, whether it be in the classroom, activities, and in the community. And we had great success. We were in U.S. World News Report as America's best high school. We were one of 2 schools in the country over a 6-year period to increase our advanced placement, not only to kids that were taking the test, but also kids passing the exam. So we're really excited about renovating all our schools throughout my time there, putting in great athletic facilities, but it was time for a change. And deputy superintendent position came open in Jeff City, and I applied, and Dr. Linthacum and I, had a great relationship and worked together throughout this year. Didn't anticipate taking the seat so early with him, but he had a great opportunity as well with Special Olympics. Why I came here. My wife is from Jefferson City. Her dad coached and taught in the district, coached basketball. I think a 93 state championship, which I get reminded of quite frequently. But one of the things that always struck me, throughout our almost 20-year marriage was anytime we went to the house, all the conversations about what Jeff City meant to their family. Both her brother and her attended here. Katie left when she was in 8th grade when they left the community for her mom's job. But they talked about what a great place it was to grow up and to be a part of all the activities that went on in the community. And it was just, I was like, this Jeff City must be great. Well, that's, they do this in Jeff City, or they do it this way in Jeff City. Or when I talked about a school story back in Pennsylvania, her dad would say, well, in Jeff City, that wouldn't happen. So it was, so it was always, a great story, and they talked about it so highly. And when we had the opportunity to, we knew that our window was closing as far as when we could move our children. We have a daughter who will be a freshman in high school next year, and son who will be moving to middle school next year. Last year, they both went to West and TJ. We knew that, moving them as they got older would be more and more difficult. So we took the opportunity when it was available, and we've been here since July of last year. I think one advantage, you see superintendents get hired a lot, and it usually takes a year for them to get to know people, and you hear a listening tour a lot as a key phrase that many say. But I feel like I've already had my listening tour by being able to be here for a year and working with Larry. It was a nice experience to get to know people, the principals and the admin team, and get to pick some of the new people that'll be working in the district next year. So we're going to hit the ground running, and we're going to, Larry, had his motto of stronger together, and brought schools together and people together, working toward a common goal and the community together. And we're going to focus on being the district of champions. And similar to that, what I've done in the past is, create an environment where, we're not only champions in the classroom, but in the community and with activities, and really do what's best for all of our students. And we could be champions in speech and drama, we could be champions in theater, we could be champions in advanced placement tests. So we're working on a lot of things presently throughout the district. Next year is going to be challenging. We're going to have 7 new principals in the district in the 18 schools. We're excited about Deanne Fisher heading up Jeff City High School, former J grad, and she's already over there digging in. So I think we have focuses on some renovating some of our facilities currently. Don't go over to Monroe Heights. It's a completely gut it down and renovate it. We have a project going on there, but it'll be up and ready for the start of school. We have, if you go over to Cap City and see our football/soccer facility being built, you'll see 2 towers there. One side's the football side, the other side's the soccer bleachers, and then there'll be classrooms and weight rooms in between. That's going to be very impressive. And then we also have over at Jeff City High School going on both fields, baseball, softball, and soccer being cleared out at this time. So as those projects go on, we hope that they can be completed by December, January. All of the projects with the sports, the school, for the beginning of school. We also have a two-phase project going on at Thorpe Gordon. Phase 1 will start once summer schools concludes, and then we will have phase 2 next summer. As you know, many of the building materials are very difficult to get, and ordering isn't as easy as it used to be. So, but we are excited about the future of Jeff City. As a family, we're excited to be here, and we look for great things ahead. So currently I'm coaching 6th grade, well, it was 5th grade last year, Raptors team, Jeff City Raptors AAU team. In my free time, I get yelled at by the kids and the parents for making bad basketball decisions.
Very good. That's a great background, and it's really good to get better acquainted with you, and certainly have hit the ground running.
Yes.
Right. We're going to try and see if Larry Linthacum can connect with us now. Larry, are you there?
I am here. I've been here the whole time. Can you guys hear me?
Sort of. Hang on one second.
Test, test. Test, test.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Hello, hello. I was receiving some text
Keep
messages.
talking, Larry. We'll, one of these will work.
Okay, well, I've received some messages that others can make. Okay.
Well, that's all the time we have, Larry.
Okay.
Larry, this crowd is really excited to hear your voice. Did you hear that spontaneous applause?
Well, I heard something. I don't know if it's muffling or applause, but can everyone hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Larry, I told them you were going to pull that trick to say you're in Bethany and the coverage was bad, but you know, you can't, now they know it. So you got to actually talk.
Absolutely. It was we tried anyway, but no, I could hear you guys, and I was trying to speak, but obviously technology is great when it works. But so glad to be here this morning, Gary.
You bet. We're glad you could join us, and tell us just a little bit more about the special event you're working on in your hometown.
Yeah, I'm here in Bethany, Missouri, Northwest Missouri. If you don't know where Bethany's at, it's halfway between Kansas City and Des Moines on I-35. Small farming community. It's where I grew up. I still have a farm here and glad to be here. But there's a Christian music festival this weekend here that I'm a part of, that we host, and I do security. And so it's a good event. We've had some big names. Matthew West, I think, is tomorrow night. But we've had for King and Country, Newsboys, some bigger names on the Christian music circuit. But anyway, glad to be here on the back porch overlooking a pond here on the farm. And so it's refreshing to my soul. We'll put it that way. So glad to be here, but also glad to be here on with you guys.
You bet. Thank you very much. I'm not going to go through an extensive bio for you, Larry, because this crowd knows you very well. But you did spend a few years in the school system at Bethany, correct?
I did. Yeah, I was here 15 years. My first year was Jeff City High School. I was a business teacher there and coached football and basketball there in 95, 96. And then I moved back here, my hometown. I was here 15 years from coaching, administration, superintendent. And then I was at Maryville from here. And then I moved to Jeff City 7 years ago, finishing my 7th year at Jeff City.
Well, I know this group, both on Zoom and here at the chamber, are pretty familiar with the success you've had the last 7 years. I know a couple of notable things that we would draw attention to is the passage of the J+C bond issue. And also you now have graduation rates at the highest level in 30 years. Larry, do you want to tell us a little bit about the progress that this district has made on those rates?
Yeah, I it's something I think we personally I'm excited about, but honestly, it was a team effort. I have folks that share things about the high school, and it really was a team effort. So I really can't take the credit. I was a part of it. When I came to Jeff City, and the Stronger Together, Brian had mentioned there earlier, when I came in, I didn't have that decided on July 1. We have 18 schools, as Brian alluded to, and I went and visited our 18 schools, and it just kind of evolved from when I met with our staff in each of our schools. There was a cohesiveness within each school that you sensed and felt. They also felt friction between the schools. And so honestly, it just kind of, we got to work stronger together. And there really wasn't any other reasoning. And then that November, I kid, and I've shared this before, but Hillary Clinton came out with her book, Stronger Together, in November. But we had already, I said we already had it, check the box for that, but we didn't, make her get rid of her book. But folks thought we were endorsing her. It's like, hey, we're just trying to work stronger together. So, just bringing the community together. When I remember with the foundation, we had our gala, and our APR, we were 11th from the bottom in the state of Missouri 7 years ago. And that's why one reason, just that the normal folks have a general of, taking care of number one, because of just where we were as a district. And there was friction. There was a lot of, Brian alluded to being in the paper. We were just this week, unfortunately, but instead of some of the celebrations of the things we're doing. So, that's part of that you have to work through. And so we just really tried to, we got to work stronger together. We got to surround ourselves with great folks. I believe we did that, including Brian. Brian's been a blessing and a great thing for our school district coming here. And honestly, just trying to keep the main thing. And that main thing is focusing on kids. And I think that is the key for any school on how we do that. So graduation rates, yeah, that's something that we're anticipating over 90% here as it finishes out here through the end of June. Our achievement scores, yeah, we're above the state average. Those are positive things. Percent of our kids reading at grade level, those are all things that have been positive of consecutive years of improving on that. And then just, you have speed bumps along the way. With COVID, just fighting through that. We were the largest school district in the state that was able to stay open. And that's a tribute to our folks working, rolling their sleeves up. At times we didn't know what we were doing, but it was just, we worked through it, and just some great things happened from it. So the J+C, yeah, that was a big deal. Honestly, I had many folks tell me that you're not going to pass that. We'll never have two high schools here in Jeff City. And honestly, I kind of took it my competitive side. I'm like, okay, we'll see. And so that's why we had many town hall. We didn't have 107 town hall meetings, but we did have 107 town hall opportunities, whether coffees with Larry, whether going to a church service at noon when they were getting out to talk to them about the bond issue, the coffees, radio call in, town halls, etc. Bottom line, I did not want anyone to vote no because they didn't know about it. So it was a team community effort. They stepped up. We went door to door. Gives me goosebumps right now. When we met on Saturday mornings there at Jeff City High School and folks start farming out to the different areas, it was awesome. And we had a breakdown team on 3, and it was awesome. So a lot of different parts, a little emotional, to be real honest. I'm excited about my next opportunity with Special Olympics Missouri. They had a fundraiser last night at Arrowhead. I got to have dinner with Coach Reed, and he was my coach in college. So it was good seeing him, and but excited about the next opportunity for me. But just a lot of great memories and great things, but honestly excited. I'd like to think, and I said this in my letter that I sent out, that I'd like to think Jeff City School Districts is in a better place than it was 7 years ago. And I would like and hope and have every ounce of belief in me that it'll be a better place 7 years from now. And I don't have any part of me of wanting to see any failures whatsoever. Bryan McGraw is the guy. You guys are going to do great things. I'm excited about that and excited to stay a part of the community. I have two of my own kids still in the school district. And so we're going to still be in the community. I told Brian I'm going to come to that first board meeting, and I'm going to come up there during the open forum, and I'm going to get my full 4 minutes. But Not really, but I'm excited about the school district going forward and Brian's leadership. You guys are in great hands, and he's a rock star, and he's going to do great things. But I've been pleased, and it's been a blessing for my family and I to be a part of the school district this last 7 years.
That's great, Larry, and we're really tickled to death. You're going to stay in the community. Larry's been involved on the Chamber Board of Directors for the last 7 years. We're looking forward to working with Brian in that respect as well. I think it's time for us to open up the forum for some questions. Larry, I want to warn you, if you weren't aware, that Chris Straub is in the room. And so be prepared for the tough questions.
Okay, well, I might have, wait a minute, we have a, I can't hear. He must be muted. Must have some technology issues.
Anybody have a question for Larry or Brian? Okay, please speak loudly.
So I think that it's on the hearts and minds of a lot of people after Texas, where students, that you talk just a little bit about what you guys are trying in the district as far as making sure that Texas doesn't happen.
Sure. I think, obviously that's a terrible situation that occurred. I think one thing that we have done here that many districts don't have is to secure vestibules in every school. That is, where we are a step ahead of a lot of places where you have that secure entrance where, somebody just can't walk into a school building. They go into that vestibule, they have to ring in, have a conversation with the staff. At the bottom floor, throughout the district, we have that ballistic film on the glass as well as the windows throughout every building in the district. As far as, we have obviously our school resource officers assigned to a variety of places in our district. I think one of the main things that we want to see is, you learn from these tragedies, is that our buildings are secure in all areas. There's a lot of ways to get in and out of a school, and we got to make sure we preach to our staffs consistently that we shouldn't, prop doors open, keep doors closed at all times. When you talk about people going out to recess, making sure the door shuts behind you and that it is closed. So, we're going through a lot of those procedures just this past week with our AC team. On Tuesday, we went through a simulation of different things that could happen, and whether that be a school shooting or a mental health situation, crisis with the student, all of those things, we're looking at, because unfortunately that's, some of the things that occur, whether it be in a school, a church, and a supermarket. So we obviously have to keep that obviously on the top of our priority list.
Larry, did you hear that question?
I did, and I echo what Brian, going forward, I know they're aware of situations, Brian, their plans. We are giving an update Monday night at our board meeting. Frank Underwood, who's head of our facility, is going to give just an overview of where we are, safety measures. And I think we've made progress on that. At the end of the day, if kids do not feel safe, they're not going to want to learn. And we all know that. And so it's an important part. And honestly, it's a different day and age, even from 7 years ago when I started. But I do feel good with our 18 schools, with the secure festivals that Brian touched on. But he's right. We got to make sure that all of our staff, the responsibility of safety is, 852 teachers, that all of us, just if something looks out of the ordinary, we need to step up and look at it or say something. And I know they're aware of that. And so I feel we have safe schools, but we all know that we can improve on that. And we need to be just in tune with going forward. At times there's some instability of an unstable society at times. And so we just need to make sure that we, dot our I's and cross our T's to ensure a safe environment for our students and our staff.
Okay, so the question that was posed to Brian and Larry was, what are we going to do in the Jefferson City School District to make sure we don't have an incident like the tragedy in Texas? Is anybody on Zoom interested in addressing a question? You can unmute yourself. How about anyone else here in the room? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So discipline was a big topic for the school board elections and things like that, what's the direction of the district towards discipline?
We're gonna have high expectations for students, and regardless of who you are, and where you come from, we want kids to succeed in life. And believing that high expectations aren't a bad thing. And when we look at our buildings and what some of the incidents that occur, in the district, and we have to take them seriously, and sometimes, we have to focus on punishing the action that the student did rather than, punishing the kid. Teach him what it was wrong, punishing him, but at the end of the day, educate that kid as to what he did wrong, and then not say, all right, you're done for forever, and you're never going to be valued in our society, but punish the action, and then get them back in and working with them to succeed in life. But we're absolutely going to hold kids accountable and have high expectations, because if you don't, then learning can't occur. And if you let one or two people disrupt a class of 25, then that's not fair to the other 23 in class.
So the question was about discipline. Larry, do you have anything to add?
Well, I think Brian's spot on, but everyone has their different views about discipline. And I've said over my 7 years, different times that we have staff that when they were kids, they were sent to the woodshed or they had a group hug and all variations in the middle. So you bring that, but at the end of the day, focusing on student success, as Brian touched on, and we know that there's challenges as our poverty rates continue to increase in our school district, that comes with that at times of what expectations that they have at home and how that translates to school. So I'm confident going forward that the progress on that ensuring a safe environment for all of our kids, and discipline is a part of that. We know that, but focusing on student success, the discipline will have to come with that. Obviously, we know, but for all kids, as Brian touched on. So I feel like they're headed in the right direction with that, with regards to student discipline.
Thank you. One final question. This is Councilman Lester. Go ahead, Councilman.
So currently, Mr. King, I think it was apparent that there was a perception that some schools were resourced better than others, or competently staffed better than others. And I think Gordon, last and Little Heights and some facilities kind of shown about that. So what is the district going to be doing to work against that perception and the reality?
Want to repeat the question?
Yes, thank you.
The question was about the redistricting process and the perception that not all schools are equal. Brian, you want to lead off on that?
I think, you have schools, obviously, that have some more Title I resources than other based on their poverty level. But I think you're referencing some of the facility renovations. I think, the things that we're doing currently with Moreau and Thorpe starting this year into next year will absolutely make a difference in the way those buildings operate and look. East, I think they put in, Larry, was it 5 million or 3 million over the last?
3.5 million there in June, July of 15.
Yeah, with brand new windows. We're also exploring some opportunities, potentially starting a STEM school in that region with one of maybe those locations. We're excited about our new assistant superintendent of elementary, Troy Hogg, coming in, who has experience with STEM education and project-based learning. So I think, when you look at the facility renovations that are currently taking place, and as far as what we're looking to do academically, I think we're going to be in a much better spot. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I think an old mentor mindset, you can't give kids with less. So we're going to look to consistently have those conversations and do what's best for kids.
Larry, we're going to let you have the final word. Do you have a comment on that topic?
Well, I'll try to summarize it. The reason, I just want to give a little of the background. mean, one of the reasons why we were 11th from the bottom in the state, in my opinion, when I arrived 7 years ago, was that we did not have the instructional resources as needed in each of our schools and each of our classrooms. And so one of the reasons the next school, it was East Elementary there, the summer of 15, that Brian alluded to, that we spent $3.5 million. The next school on the list for renovation was Morrill Heights. And I still remember having the conversation of that, and our principals agreed that they needed the resources. And so we took some of the money that we were spending to renovate each of our schools that year to get some of the instructional resources in our classrooms. So the end result is progress, as I've touched on there, that I think they've had the tools to ensure that our kids are learning, our graduation rates, our achievement scores, etc. But we also know you have to continually renovate, especially when you have some older buildings. So Morrill Heights being next on that. I think Thorpe Gordon, they are doing some things at Thorpe, but Thorpe will be next year as they already had some plans there for Morrill Heights. So it's progress going forward. And I think Brian knows that, and our folks and our board going forward. But, working together and ensuring that all kids have what they need to learn, regardless of their upbringing. But obviously there may be some more needs, and just addressing that accordingly. So I think you're in good hands with Brian going forward.
Thank you, Larry. And Larry, thank you again for your service to Jefferson City School District. Congratulations on your appointment to the Special Olympics post. We're looking forward to working with you in that new role. And Brian, again, congratulations on your selection. And we're obviously very blessed to have had you in this position, which will make a very smooth transition. And we're excited about the future of the school district. And I want to give out a special thanks to Natalie Newville from the Missouri River Regional Library for helping us with our technical this morning. Larry, have a good weekend. We'll see you. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Okay, we're going to continue with the program. Okay, once again, thank our sponsors. Dwayne, do you want to come on up here? If you don't know Dwayne Carty is with the Renegades. You've got, I think you have a couple of slides to share. Do you want to tell them through them? Got a lot of things to announce, and you might tell them about the Renegades because they may not know exactly.
The Jefferson City Renegades are in our 6th season here in Jefferson City. We play at Vivian Field. What we are is college players from all over the country. Some are local, some come from up to Minnesota down to Texas this year. And they are here to get better for their school, and some of them want to go on to the next level after college. So we play with wood bats, just like they will when they go on into the minor leagues. So they get that experience more than they do at college with those aluminum bats. The ones that come in from out of town, we have host families that keep them for the summer. We have 11 different host families hosting our players this year. On the left here, you'll see our newest member of the board. We have a mascot this year. We have Rowdy the Renegade, and he'll be making appearances at several of the games. And if you want Rowdy to come to one of your events, we can probably schedule that. Tonight, we have celebrity softball. We have Tricia and Natalie that will be playing tonight. So come out and support them.
Yeah. And if the PA goes down, Natalie's gonna be there.
And we're doing that to benefit the Boys and Girls Club. And so we'll have some members of the Boys and Girls Club playing with us too, and several other celebrities that you'll know. Some of the events that we have going on this year. On Wednesday nights, we have Win It Wednesdays. We do bingo, baseball bingo during the game. And then also, if the Renegades win on Wednesday, we give you a pass to come back to another Wednesday night game. So you got to stick around till the end of the game to make sure we win. Next Friday night, we're doing craft beer tasting. We've got Last Flight, Public House, Shepherd's, Crane Brewing, and Log Boat. We'll all have samples out there. For $20, you can get into the game and get samples of all those beverages. The Friday after you guys do your golf tournament, we're doing a golf tournament. So plan on coming out and supporting the Renegades on the 24th at Oak Hills. It's $400 a team. We'll provide lunch, all the beverages you need, not want. Any other questions about the Renegades? So far, our record is 2-3 and 3 rainouts. We drove up to Carroll, Iowa for a doubleheader. We played one game and got rained out the second game. And then we were spending the night and going to go to Des Moines the next day, and it got rained out. Yeah.
Where was your?
We play from Carroll, Iowa, Des Moines, Clarinda, Iowa, and then we have teams in Missouri of St. Joe, Chillicothe, Sedalia, Nevada, and all the way down to Joplin. Yes.
One question I have is, where did you come up with the idea to do this? To do this with students?
The students? It's just, we wanted to provide family fun entertainment, and we looked around at different leagues that would be possible to run in a town this size. And we worked with the Mink League and got that going.
The other question is, the different colleges, are they aware that you're doing this so that they can kind of scope out this college students or potential?
Yes. Yeah, we've had coaches come in and watch the games, and you'll see some of our players change schools throughout the season.
Wayne, we appreciate your chamber membership too, and your involvement in the community. You have a door prize to give away.
Yeah, we have 4 game tickets to give away.
Okay. All right. Oh, Frank just left right there. Do you have to draw again? Oh,
They say too bad.
sorry, she just left.
We win, right?
That's where, Win It Wednesday, you know?
Kelly Backus.
Kelly. Hold your tickets, yeah. You want to, I'll shoot it this way so we get everybody in the back. Yeah. All right. Got it, good. Thank you. Okay, well, thank you, Dwayne. We appreciate your sponsorship and your involvement in the chamber and our community. Great. Okay, our other half of the sponsor, I mean, your business can be a sponsor too. Each month we have a different sponsor, and Cumulus Media helps us do that sponsorship. So Rochelle's here. Rochelle, do you want to tell them anything about how we partner to be sponsors?
This is a great opportunity to sponsor the chamber. Represent your business and do exactly what the Renegades explain. It's kind of an opportunity to tell everybody what you do. With our radio stations, you'll also get 25 free radio ads in the Renegades. You have 25 free radio ads for you to sit down and we'll communicate and put your word out there. We do, we talk to 200,000 people approximately each week on our 7 radio stations and we digital products as well. So, what do we appreciate business?
Well, it's a great partnership that the chamber has. We appreciate you helping us do that. So not only does your business get promoted in our emails and at this event, but it's great that the reach beyond that. So just let us know if there's a month that your business would like to sponsor. I mean, Dwayne, it worked out perfectly. The timing was perfect. That you planned that game on our Friday coffee. I thought that was really good that you did that, but you never know. So we try to work with you. So thanks. Social Media Forum, another popular event that we have, and Natalie's here, so I should let Natalie announce this.
Yeah, so if you haven't been, we do social media forums once a month. It is virtual and in person. I think in person is more entertaining and fun. This month we're talking about what you can learn from Wendy's social media strategies. If you don't follow Wendy's on Twitter, they're really funny and do a really great job. So.
And how to fix your Zoom meetings.
And that's what Kenny is for whenever he's here. He has to do all that.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, another opportunity for you to network, Chamber Connections, that's next week. It's at Bar Whiskies. If you haven't, maybe you've been to Bar Vino, but you haven't been to Bar Whiskey yet. It is downtown, and it's our host of our Chamber Connections along with Central Bank and Central Trust Company. That's always on the third Thursday from 4 to 5:30 at a different chamber member bar or restaurant. So we encourage you to put that date on your calendar and try to make those. Bring your business cards. You can meet with other chamber members and see some great venues in our community. And also a plug, and if I don't do it, Natalie will. Thursday Night Live is the same day downtown. So 4 to 5:30 is our Chamber Connections and downtown. Natalie, you want to finish 6 to?
Yeah. Thursday Night Live will start, I think doors open at 6:30. It's Joe Back speakers and so it should be a really good time. It's only $5 to get in.
Yeah, live music in downtown Jefferson City. They block off the streets and it's a great time. So yeah. Dwayne mentioned the golf tournament, and the Chamber's golf tournament is June 20. We are sold out with 36 teams, and we have wonderful sponsors, and they're shown there. And we have sponsors at each hole. Some of you guys look around the room are doing that. You're going to be greeting those golfers, or maybe your organization is going to have a sign. So there's lots of opportunities for you to participate in the golf tournament in that way, but you could also donate a prize. We give away player prizes at the end of the tournament, and if your business would like to supply one of those, then you can get that recognition and exposure. So the golf tournament is the 20th at Meadow Lake Acres. All right, who from Leadership Jefferson City wants to talk about this Battle of the Brews? I guess it would be you, Trish, or Allison. Which one?
We'll trade off.
Okay.
Battle of the Brews is Saturday, July 23rd. We've got a total of 5 food trucks. We have 2 bands playing, those guys, and I know you'll find. All the money is to benefit our 4 charities.
It's GRAS, Jefferson City Public Schools Foundation, CASA, and
Yeah, building community.
Tickets are on sale now at $35. Pre-sale, they're $25 at the door. We will have garden games. We're gonna have your commercial brews, your home brews there, so you can take some beer. We will be selling t-shirts this year on site. So first we can sell on site. After that, we'll take pre-orders. So go out to the Facebook page for Bottle Lights, or you can go to our website, which is www.battleofbrewsjc.com. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Allison, and we still have sponsorship opportunities if that meant your business provider.
we did extend the deadline to the 16th, so we more than June 10th.
Okay, the 16th now. Got it. Very good. Well, congratulations, ladies, into your class. I know it's going to be a great event. And it's always a signature event for the leadership class to do that. So good. Okay. Member announcements. Does anybody around the room or on Zoom have an announcement that they'd like to make?
We have production inside the walls, September 17th, Rim Collective is our group that's coming in from Ireland, and our beneficiary this year is. And on the 16th of this month.
Both builders is the one building the self-performing all concrete work for the stadium and at Jefferson High School. And now if you drive on 176.
179.
179. You can see it, the towers being built right now. It's pretty amazing. It's gonna be great for us.
Good. Anyone else? And anyone on Zoom? Oh, yeah, go ahead, Andrea. I'm sorry.
Thomas Partner, we have our annual high school social coming up. Necessarily, they do our safety pitch, showing fires with kids, so they perform for the community. It's a great way to raise money for those programs. And then also we do have sponsorship available for anyone that's wanting to sponsor.
Susan?
So last year, our Jefferson community applied for a grant, and we formed a task force, all kinds of partners in town, including Samaritan Nurse, Foundation, Learning Funds, and Betty Community Versus. Anyways, we are going to put on a housing conference this fall, so it means Tuesday, October 25th. So right now, just the date, that more information video, but we got the state of affordable housing in our town.
Great. That's good. Anybody else in the room?
I think I forgot to mention, Aaron Harvey's our NC.
Oh, yeah. Very good. On Zoom, the folks, I forgot to give you time to introduce yourself, and you can introduce yourself and give an announcement, or just introduce yourself. 24, were there?
There's 9 now.
Now, oh. Sorry. Oops.
Yeah, they dropped off.
The technical difficulties, I can understand that.
No, there was like 20 something throughout the whole presentation.
Okay. All right, well, anybody, any of those 9, you know, you're the rock stars to stay on, you know, we want to hear from you.
Good morning.
Who is this?
Hi, this is Ryan Burns. I'm from the Jefferson City School District.
Oh, she has to say it.
Thank you guys for having us today to talk about the district. It was wonderful to hear from Larry and Brian. Hope everybody has a great Friday.
Anyone else?
Yes, this is Scott from KMOS PBS. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to, and appreciate you doing this and being here, but just wanted to give a quick heads up that we are having a special event on Thursday, June 23rd at the Runge Nature Center there in Jefferson City. We're going to have all kinds of adventures. We're going to bring out one of our PBS Kids characters starting at 1 o'clock on Thursday, June 23rd at the Runge Nature Center. And then that night, we're going to be screening a special sneak preview of the brand new PBS program, America Outdoors, with Baratune Thurston. So we encourage everybody to come out, explore nature, have a great time at the Runge Nature Center on the 23rd.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Darcy Crane, American Cancer Society.
Well, is that it for people that want to introduce themselves?
This is Janet Waring-Lowe with SSM Health. I don't know if people saw in the news or on Facebook, but we received a really nice recognition. It was called the Excellence in Donation Award. It was for donation heroes, people who died unexpectedly and were able to donate tissue, bone, the various things like that. And people that were recognized were hospitals who had above average number of donors, and we did. And so we really feel like when you have a tragedy like that and turn it into something positive, it's a really wonderful thing. And so we were thrilled to get that recognition.
Thank you, Jean. Okay, everybody, last call. All right, well, good. Thank you guys for being here. I will tell you the next month, July 8th. So yes, we do have Friday Coffee in July. We are gonna have that. And the library is gonna be a presenter. So we're looking forward to it. Glad you're here.